From a double serving of Star Wars to a major game showcase, there's actually quite a lot that's going on this August. So why don't you sit back and just let me break down the month of Xbox gaming for you. It's finally time to head back to Cologne, where the air is sweet with the smell of new video games, thanks to Gamescom. And Xbox has promised to go pretty big this year, and they've certainly got the games to back it up, with Avowed, Age of Mythology Retold, Towerborn, Diablo 4's Vessel of Hatred, and more, all scheduled to make an appearance at this year's show. The show's gonna kick off with an opening ceremony at 7 PM BST on the 20th of August, and naturally you can follow all of the action right here at Xbox On. But as for the games, well, August is going to kick off with the first of 2 Star Wars titles to arrive, Star Wars Bounty Hunter. It was originally released back in 2002, but it's the first time we're seeing it on Xbox consoles, which I'm buzzing about, and it's a third-person action game that lets players take control of the much-cloned Mandalorian menace, Jango Fett, as he jets around the galaxy, getting up to no good. Fett's arsenal of weapons and patented jetpack-centric fighting style made him an absolute blast to play as back then, and now that the game's been beautifully remastered so that his armor shimmers like it did when it was first forged, it's going to be even more fun. Plus, those 60 FPS frame rates on Xbox Series X and S sure come in handy when you're horribly outnumbered in a fight for your life, which does seem to happen quite a lot to this guy, so pretty thankful for that. My schedule's looking pretty busy in the future because I'm going to be attending lots more Viking funerals from August 6th when Volgar makes his return. This is a follow-up that arrives more than a decade after the original, but don't expect that time away to have mellowed it out even one bit, because Volgar the Viking 2 is an action platformer that promises to be as hardcore as the original game. There will be new enemies to contend with, weapons to wield, and power-ups to unlock, but the fact remains that you're going to need to move with the utmost precision if you want to stay alive. Although the game does now offer modern options like save states and checkpoints, so you don't have to suffer quite as much if you don't want to. On the 7th, we've got a cuddly console exclusive called Creatures of Ava, which is another Day 1 Game Pass release, by the way, and it's an action-packed critter-saving game that stars a young explorer as she gets to grips with a planet called Ava, and then tries to save all the animals, creatures, that live there. She's a bit like Noah, but without that big, massive wooden boat. There's an emphasis on healing and exploration rather than combat and aggression, so this game is just all good vibes. Plus, the more creatures that you rescue, the more the game's world opens up to you, as their unique skill sets let you reach previously unreachable places. And if you reckon you got the makings of an extraterrestrial Jane Goodall, well, be sure to check out Creatures of Ava. All the feline fans out there, you're going to want to make sure you got some money left in the kitty for the 8th when Cat Quest 3 comes out. This 2.5D open world adventure takes place in a nautical world known as the Caribbean. Yeah, you're probably going to start to get it now. It also features gangs of pirates and lots of other adorable punny things for players to giggle at as they captain their very own ship, hunt for treasure, and just try to stay out of the clutches of the ferocious Pirate King. Of course, even the most swashbuckling players need a little help sometimes, which is why Cat Quest 3 lets you tag in a friend for some local co-op. Because do you know what sort of ship never sinks? A friendship. And there's even more piratical fun to be had in Steam World Heist 2 as you captain a crew of Steam bots on a dangerous mission. Equip your bots with over 150 different guns, hone their skills using a rich job system, and then get ready to take part in turn-based battles where an innovative free aiming twist allows you to ricochet shots off any available surface to overcome your enemies. Steam World Heist 2 arrives on August 8th, but in the meantime, Game Pass members can immerse themselves in its steamy world with both the SteamWorld Dig games and SteamWorld Build. Sam and Max will be reliving one of their finest hours on the 14th with a lovely new remaster of their 2010 adventure, The Devil's Playhouse. This entry in the comedic crime-solving series saw the duo trying to come to terms with Max's newly developed psychic powers, while various nefarious characters try to take advantage of them too. That means lots of Psychonauts-style mind-hopping, plenty of hilarious puzzles to solve, and just a whole load of really, really silly things going on. With beautifully remastered visuals, music, and more, The Devil's Playhouse has never looked more inviting. Kenna Bridge of Spirits is going to complete its mystical journey onto Xbox consoles on the 15th. This was named the best independent game of the year by the Game Awards when it first released, and it's a third-person adventure that stars a young spirit guide who uses her magical powers to guide the deceased from one world to the next. Of course, sometimes that process is a little rockier than you'd like it to be, which is why she always carries a staff. It's good for casting spells and solving puzzles, great for slapping around bad guys too. Kenna Bridge of Spirits is an absolutely stunning game to look at as well, with hand-animated characters and all sorts of delightful little creatures that are just scampering around the forest. I mean, just look at these little freaks. If you're one of those people that's maybe had their fill of one sort of football this summer and you fancy giving the other kind a try, well, Madden 25 will be here on the 16th. The new entry in EA's acclaimed American football series promises a whole new level of realism and control. Every step that every player takes will be calculated down to the finest detail, which should make stopping those steps with a bone-crushing tackle even more satisfying. The off-field action has been ramped up too, allowing Madden 25 to fully capture the football fever that takes hold every given Sunday, with dynamic crowds and detailed commentary. You know, there's never a dull moment to be had when you're a punk rocker with supernatural powers on a cross-country trip across an authoritarian dystopia full of deadly robots. At least Dustborn makes it look pretty exciting. In this innovative adventure, words really are powerful. The right phrase at the right time can solve puzzles, influence other characters, and even take down enemies. And the more your vocabulary expands, the more damage you'll be able to do. And it's not just word-class wordsmithery that Dustborn is going for it. No, it's also packing some pretty stylish visuals that make it look like a graphic novel come to life, and a killer soundtrack that is just perfect for smashing up robots too. I know Xbox fans have been crying out for this franchise for a long time, so it feels good to say that the Mana series is returning for its 5th main entry with Visions of Mana on the 29th, and yes, it's hitting Xbox Series X and S. Yes! If you're looking to add a splash of colour to your life, then you're not going to find many games that are more vibrant than this one. The semi-open worlds of this action RPG are alive with rolling green fields, crisp blue skies, and more bizarre creatures than you could shake a stick at. Although you probably want something a bit more dangerous than a stick for some of them anyway. Some others are more friendly, like the giant dog-type fellas that you get to ride around on, and the whole thing is tied together by a sweeping soundtrack that features over 100 stirring tracks. There's a demo available for it right now which rewards you with bonus weapons that you can use when the full game releases on the 29th, so go check out Visions of Mana. So this co-op classic's been lurking in the shadows for 34 years, just watching, waiting, trying to figure out what words like lit and riz mean, and now it's finally ready to spring back into action with Shadow of the Ninja Reborn. It's set in a terrifying city from the distant year of 2029, and Shadow of the Ninja is a legendary action game that features fast, furious action that's just perfect for co-op. You take down your enemies using katanas, caltrops, shuriken, and all those other classic ninja weapons across 5 classic stages, plus a brand new one. And the visuals have been overhauled to give the game a fresh new look while still retaining a bit of that original 8-bit charm, and the electrifying soundtrack still goes just as hard as it did in 1990. Let's finish up the month in the exact same place that we started it, a galaxy far, far away. Arriving on the 30th, Star Wars Outlaws is the first ever open-world Star Wars game, and you'll be playing as exactly the sort of blaster-toting, wisecracking scoundrel that Star Wars has always loved, but this one even comes with their own cheerful, non-human sidekick. Sounds a bit familiar. So it mixes stealth with straight-up action, and Outlaws just lets you pick your own path through the galaxy's underworld, taking on high-risk missions, making contact with various crime syndicates, and just trying to stay alive as your notoriety grows, with the Empire getting increasingly upset with you. So be careful, because I hear they have a history of striking back. If you want to learn more about Star Wars Outlaws, make sure you check out this video where we checked out the game early and spoke to the team behind it. Now let's talk a bit about some content updates for the games that you're already playing. So Modern Warfare 3, for example, has got its latest season that did kick off right at the end of July, meaning you can expect plenty more content to roll into it, and Warzone throughout August. To go with the WWE crossover event, which added new operators and game modes, Season 5 promises to deliver the final story mission for zombies, and as well as Supreme Resurgence, which lets players return to Rebirth Island to score some exceptional loot. Then on August 6th, Apex Legends is going to be kicking off its 22nd season and launching a brand new retooled version of its Battle Pass. There's now going to be 2 passes per season, one for the first half and one for the second, which means that players can grab twice as many rewards each season. Nice. But on that same day, Diablo 4 kicks off its 5th season, which is sure to bring more hellish delights to Blizzard's beloved dungeon crawler. And if you hadn't had a taste of its demon-slaying fun already, well, Diablo 4 is available now on Game Pass, so give it a taste. If you and your buddy bonded over your mutual love of farm animals and devil worship, then you're in luck, because on August 12th, a new update is going to add local co-op multiplayer to the creepy cozy sensation Cult of the Lamb. Finally. The Unholy Alliance update even adds in a new goat character for the second player to control. On August 15th, Hunt Showdown will be stepping bravely into the next-gen world with a free update. Welcome, Slayers. This isn't just a quick graphical spruce up either, but a full relaunch of the game, which will see Crytek focusing exclusively on the new version. So Xbox Series X and S fans better get ready to do some serious monster mashing. And last up, it's well worth mentioning that Fortnite players do still have a couple of weeks that they can enjoy Season 3 Wrecked and all of its post-apocalyptic shenanigans before the new season kicks off on August 16th. So if you are looking to take part in some Mad Max-style vehicular battles, you better step on it. What else is August going to hold, and what will Gamescom bring? Well, be sure to subscribe and ring that bell if you want to be the first to know. Bye!